guys. Welcome back to another episode of From Blended to Besties.
Hello.
We are on episode 13, and I think this is the official last episode
I think so.
for the season.
They're lucky number 13.
Yes, because we've been doing it for a long time for season 2, so we're ready to start off a new season.
Mm-hmm.
We are ending... Oh, wait, are we going to talk about something before? I always forget we talk about stuff beforehand.
Yeah. Let's talk about our sister accounts because I feel like we should.
Yes.
Maybe what we have going on this weekend. We're going to Switzerland this weekend.
Yes, we're going to Switzerland. I know we said that on a podcast before that we were going, and they
got canceled.
rescheduled it for 2 weeks out. So we're officially, fingers crossed, with no rain, going this Saturday. If you guys are not following us on Instagram and TikTok under our new handle, it's an additional handle, Momsoftampa Happy Hour.
Mm-hmm.
We will be showing sneak peeks there as we try 100 different seltzers.
Yes. And our behind the scenes while we're at Seltzerland will only be on Momsoftampa Happy Hour on Instagram.
Yes.
So if you guys follow us on social media and enjoy following us on social media, we will be sticking to our certain niches only on. So Momsoftampa Beauty will have all of our
makeup
and skincare.
clothes.
We get asked about that all the time. What do we do for our hair, clothes, whatever? It's only going to be there from now on. Happy hour accounts will be the same. Our drinks that we make, things that we're trying, things when we're out in Tampa Bay will only be on those handles from now on. And we're going to keep Moms of Tampa very Tampa moms based.
Yes, very generic and simple. If you guys don't know how many handles, we have a shit ton of handles. We're all over the place. Moms of Tampa Beauty, Moms of Tampa Happy Hour, and then obviously our podcast that can be found on the podcast streaming services and the video version on YouTube.
Yes, Moms Tampa Happy Hour is on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yep.
And I like those because they're more less about the kids. Our Moms of Tampa accounts, we do have the kids, we have our family. It's, very co-parenting, family mom based.
Mm-hmm.
These other accounts allow us to be a little more ourselves, and you guys get to see us as adults and moms, not so much moms, but women and just adults without feeling the pressure to be moms. We do have different sides to us besides just being moms,
Yeah.
And so it's a good way to get to know us over there as well.
Yes. And then as for today's episode, we're going to be ending it talking about whether or not co-parenting is a trend. It was a topic that I wanted to bring up because when we first started doing Moms of Tampa on social media, co-parenting wasn't a thing, or at least it wasn't a thing to promote and do videos of. So it was something that people really thought was rare. They thought it was kind of weird. And now when you log on TikTok and Instagram, it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So just talking about whether it's a trend or not. I know people used to say that they would give us 2 or 3 years of being friends before we fell out and that we were just doing it for the views. So I figured we
even though we were friends 2 or 3 years before
we
even started posting about it, but
haters gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
Yep. So the first point we have is how co-parenting was viewed when we first started until now. When we were on social media in the beginning, I think the only other co-parenting duo that we knew of was April and Lo.
Yes. April and Lo, they are co-parenting past chaos, and we saw them on TikTok.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy crap, I want to be like them. Well, we were already co-parenting, but we were just goals like that.
They were the only ones who were making it seem like it was normal to be friends with the ex and new wife and stuff. And even they got comments that it was weird and it was awkward. And
their comment section was horrible.
Yeah.
I remember going through their videos and I was sending screenshots to Tiffany and I'm like, oh my God, these guys are getting ripped to shreds for doing something. You would think that we were talking about doing drugs or something in front of our kids, something that would really be hated on. We're just talking about how we blended our families, and people really, really, really hate that.
Yeah, especially in the beginning. I mean, the comments that we got, the amount of times that I just cried with just people being so mean, thinking that it's fake, thinking that we're hurting the kids in some way, and just I don't know, they were just so mad to see us bring up co-parenting and bringing up being friends. And it was a lot. It was a lot in the beginning. And the fact that people were like, y'all are weird. This is weird. It wasn't something that you saw on the For You page when you be scrolling. You would never see anything co-parenting related or a stepmom and a bio mom together. So I know that it was new for people, but I did not know they were going to hate it as much as they did when they saw it. People
tend to, if you come across something you don't understand or you don't really have any information on, the first thing they do is they're a hater.
Yeah.
So if it's something that you've never heard of, or it's something you can't do, hate automatically. Like,
Yeah.
you're a hater. You become a hater. Like, it's sad that it's that way, but, you know, that's just the way our society is.
Yeah. And then now you fast forward till now that we've been doing this officially for officially for a year, unofficially for a little over a year. The co-parenting hashtag and the blended family hashtag on TikTok is like in the millions and billions and stuff.
Mhm.
Like there's so many people that are doing it, and they're just like coming out of the woodworks. That I was like, where were y'all a year ago?
Well, I mean, honestly, we, not to toot our own horn or anything, but we inspired a lot of families, not only to blend their own families, but the families that were already blended to do it on social
Yeah,
media,
to come out
to
with it.
come out with it. Like, we've gotten so many messages from people being like, "You guys were the ones that inspired us, and we started our channel because of you guys."
Yeah,
So
it's just
I think that's why you're
insane.
starting to see, not just because of us, because again, April and Lo were doing it,
Yeah,
but a lot of people saw us on TikTok and on Instagram and stuff, and we're like, "Hey, we're not saying that we, we're like, hey, we blended our families, so we're gonna do it too." But
yeah,
we inspired them to share their story on social media as well.
yeah.
But there were the people that were like, "Hey, you inspired me to reach out to my son's stepmom or whatever."
And a lot of people who were just, like, friendly with each other and just, like, kind, and they were like, "Hey, maybe we can push this, like, to a friendship." Because 'cause I'm sure there was a bunch of women out there that were like, "I didn't know that I mean, I knew, like, to be kind and respectful. I didn't know I could reach out to her and like, 'Hey, let's go get a drink, girl.'" And it's like,
Mhm.
why not? Like, she's a person like any other girl, and, like, she
Mhm.
just happened to be with your husband at one point, but it's fine.
Yeah.
But we've met so many other amazing co-mamas. That TikTok not handle hashtag is starting to come out, which I think is super cool because I don't even know like what to describe it because it's not like all of us are friends. It's like you and I friends, but like co-mamas has been used a lot, and I thought that's like a cute little thing.
Nice. I'm gonna hashtag that on my videos.
Yeah, like you and my co-parent, but you and I are co-mamas.
We're co-mamas. Yep.
I love that. So, it's been amazing seeing other people doing that. We found so many other co-mamas that we befriended through this, and seeing them share their story. Because even though we all do something similar, everyone has a completely different story. I love that for you.
Sorry, I got a wedgie. I'm trying to get it off camera. Sorry. These new shorts, I
The
swear.
funny thing is, girl, you're only half off camera.
Oh, whoops.
It's okay. You can see the wedgie picking
And
part.
that's why you follow us on YouTube, so you can see the behind the scenes. I'm sorry.
But yeah, we've met so many like women who, even though they do similar things to us, their stories are so different. Like I actually
Mhm.
sat down. We follow another group. They're called Blended Mamas, Maria and Sam,
They
and
are the cutest.
they
If you're
are.
not following them, you definitely should. We should have them on our podcast one day.
We should. They're super sweet. We love them. I was listening to their story because they were talking about their story and how they started co-parenting, and how they really didn't have any drama or anything, kind of like us with the indifference thing.
Mhm.
But Maria, no, I'm sorry, Sam, the baby mama, she had known of Maria. I'm so sorry, I'm getting the names mixed up.
We did a seltzer review before this, so.
uh she knew her through, I guess, her and the now husband had worked at Starbucks together. So like she knew of her and she thought she was a sweet girl and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, that's a cute like little transition of them, not becoming or separating and then seeing the other girl. And it was kind of like a very fluid transition, like how
Mhm.
you would hope and expect to have your situation be. And then you see the other situations, like we saw the Sultans where they had like a toxic separation and whatnot, and then they took them a while to become friends and stuff like
Did they
that.
really? I don't really
Mhm.
know their story. So I started following them a while ago. They popped up on my For You page, and I was like, damn, they were so cute. It was their husbands who were friends
Yeah,
because the baby daddy wasn't
Nathan wasn't with anyone.
he wasn't with
Mhm.
anyone. So it was the husband and the baby daddy who became friends, which
Yes.
I thought was
Unique. Yeah, it was like
a
the opposite
unique
thing.
dynamic. And I was like, damn, that's awesome. So I started following them, but I don't actually know like their whole story. I
Yeah.
just followed them and I was like, girl, I love
Mhm.
you. And commenting on all their stuff. And she said like I was the first big creator that started following her. And she said she fangirled. And I was like, girl, you want to be fangirl over me. But uh yeah, so I don't actually know. I'll have to do some because we are going away for a girls' weekend,
Yeah.
and Mary, the mom of the Sultans, is coming. So I need to brush up a little bit.
Yeah, I was listening. I was just trying to see all the stories of how everyone came to be because we're always sharing our story, and I see other co-mamas, and I was like, I'm curious to see their stories, and I saw her story, and it was her and Nathan not having. It was like a very like nasty separation and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah. that she posted on social media. You guys can see it on there. I'm not going to spill any tea on here.
have to go look for that video
Um,
today.
but they worked on being friends, and then yes, her husband, I believe his name is Joshua, I can't remember,
Yes, Josh.
befriended Nathan, and now they work in the same job together or whatnot. So it's
Mhm.
just it kind of worked out that way. And just to see that, like, even though they are co-parenting and they're blended, they started with the
High
men's
conflict, yeah.
primarily, or with the high conflict, and then the men becoming friends, not like a female thing like us where we kind of just did it, which is kind of amazing to see because, men are very prideful sometimes and they're not
Yes.
willing to do that. So I think it's super cool. And I also think it's super cute that all of us, like the blended mom was assaulted, all of us are like so blended that even the other kids that have been happening,
I
that were born
know.
after the second marriage, they're a part of it. And you see like Nathan holding Mary's like daughter, and then you see like Sam holding the baby. Like everyone's just like, it doesn't matter
It's
who
so
gave birth to the
blended,
kid and who's the
yes.
family. Yeah, it's everyone's one big happy family. So I
Because I
thought that
mean,
was
who
super
really
cute.
wins in this situation? It's the kids who
Yeah.
don't feel like the way that I grew up, dad's house, mom's house. Like
Yeah.
they're so blended. It makes my heart so
And
happy.
they're not
Those
even
kids are
gonna
blessed.
know, like, when people are talking about, like, toxic divorce and, like,
Hmm.
picking the mom or picking dad, they're just gonna grow up and being like, "Why would you guys have to do that? Like, I never had to do that."
Yeah, like let's, and then God forbid, I want to say this too because I don't know if we've said this on a podcast. Like we're not saying this needs to be the norm.
Yeah.
This is worst case scenario. I mean, obviously, if you get married, you should work on your marriage and you should try your hardest to stay married. Getting divorced was the hardest thing I ever did in my life. It was the hardest decision for
Mhm.
both parties, him and I both. Like it was not easy. We're not glorifying it at all. We took a bad situation and turned it into something positive.
Yes.
So yeah, God forbid, our kids get married and they're at a point where, we would encourage them to make sure, this person's the one, whatever.
Mhm.
God forbid they get divorced, showing them, like, hey, well, my parents went through this. This is
Yeah.
how I grew up. They made it work. Let's, reaching out to the other spouses, new spouse, whatever. Let's make this a positive thing instead of hate,
Yeah.
which is what we could have easily done
100%.
because we grew up that way, and we were like, could have used the excuse of, well, this is the way it was done for me,
And we
so
didn't know any better. Like,
yeah.
is that gonna be healthy for us with being friends? Was that gonna mess up your guys' parenting plan or divorce or anything like that? So, it was definitely something that no one ever really knows. Um, Kinda going into, I'm gonna switch the second and third around. Should more co-parents be friends because other people are doing it? People think all the time that because we show it on social media that we're telling people, like, "You need to be besties
Like, this is
with
the
your
only
ex."
way.
Yeah, like, this is how you have to do it if you're divorced to have a happy relationship, and I hope no one ever gets that idea, because we definitely didn't go into, me getting with Mike and finding out he has an ex-wife, and I'm like, "She's gonna be my best friend one
You know
day."
what, she don't like me no matter what.
Um, it happens, and I feel like a lot of people see it. I mean, I even see it in the comments sometimes. People are like, "I wish I was best friends with like the ex-wife or like the new wife and stuff like that." And I'm like, "You don't have to wish that. Like, you don't have to have that because it may not be possible and it may not be healthy for you. It could turn into
Hmm.
a messier thing." We're just saying, showing like it happened. It just like fell into place essentially, and it happened because we get along well. Like, don't force yourself to have things in common with someone you
Yes.
genuinely don't know if you don't have anything in common.
And
Like, if
sometimes it's okay because me and my other best friend, like, we don't really have a lot of things in common. It's more of like an opposites attract kind of thing. Like,
Mhm.
she's not super into makeup. We both like to drink. That's basically like our only thing we have in
I love that
common.
for y'all.
Like, we are definitely not, we don't have nearly the amount of things that Tiffany and I have in common, but we've been best friends since 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't have to have a million things in common with someone to be friends with them. Also, to touch back, when Tiffany and I, started talking, the goal was not
To be friends.
one day I'm going to be best friends with her. It was getting healthy communication
Mhm.
between the households, and I knew I wasn't going to have that with my ex. So it was
Mhm.
trying someone else and just getting to the point where we could have healthy communication regarding school with Michael, regarding just problems we were having at home, and pick up and drop off. Like, just
Yeah.
someone I could talk to that I didn't have to go through my ex because him and I were very toxic at the time. So going through that, we ended up just casually talking about other things, as women like to talk, at least me and my friends.
Yeah.
And it grew into something else over time, but I wasn't like, I'm gonna befriend this friend, or so she could be on my team or whatever.
Yeah.
It was just trying to get information from point A to point B in a healthy way.
Yeah. And that was the initial thing that I always want people to just keep in mind, that it's not just to like, don't go into co-parenting like trying to like force that friendship. Like just give it time. Like co-parenting should be first at the end of the day. Like even though Megan and I are friends, like the co-parenting and the relationship that they have for the sake of Michael is the most important thing. Because that's basically what started all of it. And it's how do you say it? God, I'm at a loss for words all
I
the
don't know what you're
time.
saying, or else I would help you.
Like, it's the main priority.
Yes.
Like, not I mean, not that our friendship isn't the main priority, but, like, so many people who want to be friends with the ex-spouse and stuff like that, it's like, make sure y'all are stable in the co-parenting relationship and that
Yes,
foundation that you
for
have for the
sure.
child before you try to form that friendship, because, like, when people say all the time, when you and Mike have an issue, like, "How do I deal with it?" Like, if you guys didn't have a stable co-parenting relationship, like, it'd be so weird, like, picking and choosing between, like,
Mhm.
friend and husband if we didn't have that thing, like, y'all co-parenting relationship is between y'all.
Mhm.
So just like keeping in mind and reminding people that, because I know they see us like being friends and people, see that the positives and they're like, oh, I want to go and have fun and whatnot. And it's like, you still have to keep in mind that co-parenting is very serious. It's not always fun and games. And that has to be something that you can't be friends with someone and then something negative happens and you're like, our friendship is ruined. You
Yeah,
have to handle that
exactly.
in a healthy way, because it's going to not just damage your friendship, it's going to damage the co-parenting relationship.
And sometimes, you have to, if you want a genuine relationship like what we have, you have to separate the two too.
Yeah.
You can't take in, I'm mad at my ex-husband, and I'm gonna take it out on you.
Yeah.
Or if it's something that you agree with him on, that's okay. You got to respect that.
Yeah.
And I can't be like, well, our friendship's fucked because you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you have to keep the two separate. I mean, we say it all the time, like, we both wear many hats. Like,
Yep.
sometimes I need a co-parenting partner to talk about certain issues, but sometimes I just need to vent to a friend.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Sometimes
Mhm.
I need to vent mom to mom.
Mhm.
Just you have to wear a lot of different hats to have this, and you have to seriously be able to differentiate between all of them, because you can't bring that shit in, because you'll ruin your relationship.
Yeah, and just to take it seriously, or to take it the two separate parts seriously. I saw one time, I'm on several different stepmom pages on Facebook, and someone had stated that they were friendly with the bio mom to the point where they were hanging out all the time. And then one time, the bio mom did a family party or something and invited the ex's family, but didn't invite the stepmom, and she was offended. And there were so many people were like, you have to like, you can't get offended, like separate the two, because now you're questioning your friendship over something that
Mhm.
couldn't be a big deal. And like, if you're gonna be friends and co-parenting together, you can't just be like, I hate you one day and I'm not gonna talk to you, and then I'm friends with you the next day. I know that people do that in friendships sometimes. You can't do that in a co-parenting relationship. There is no way that that's gonna work, where like you can hate someone and be like, I'm done, I'm not gonna be best friends, but you still have to see them the next day for like child drop off.
I
Like,
wouldn't be dealing with that in a friendship anyway. Just me personally, I don't deal with that. You can get into arguments and stuff, and you can take a step back, and that's fine. Take a break.
yeah.
But if you're telling me you hate me and we're not gonna be friends anymore, then girl, we're not gonna be friends anymore.
Funny how you say that, but
That's just me, though.
you said you hated me yesterday when we went
Well,
to the
yeah,
gym.
because you forced me to go to the gym on speed and agility day, and I'm still sore. That was different, though. But I still, your worst friend I ever had yesterday, and I told everyone at that gym that I hated her so much for forcing me to go.
I know you even told a lady when that lady was like, "Don't badmouth me on social media." You're like, "I'm not badmouthing you. I'm badmouthing her."
That is very true.
Uh, so, yeah. And then the last point we have is how we feel about other co-mamas. Because I've seen a lot of co-parenting people
Oh,
on
man.
TikTok. There's a lot there's a lot of people that I can see Megan and I in their relationships. There's people that I've seen that I don't even follow or acknowledge them or anything like that, that it feels very forced. Like it feels like they're kind of
Yes.
doing it because they see it as a trend, where I've only ever seen them on social media like doing a TikTok dance together, but if you look anywhere else, they're not together.
Mhm.
And they're using all the hashtags co-parenting, blended family, but like the kids have never met, and I'm just like, that's not that's not a blended family essentially. And I know you're trying to say it because it's like a trend and you want to be within it, but I'm like, why are you forcing it? Like you have other niches, and I know you have other niches. Niches.
Niches.
But it's like you're getting into the co-parenting thing now, and it just kind of makes no sense. And
Is there a difference between co-parenting and a blended family?
100%,
Mm-hmm.
because you can co-parent and not be blended.
Blended. Yeah, we're blended. Like, we are, we blended everybody. Like, Her mom's my mom.
Yeah. They also
We blended everybody.
there's also a difference though, because a lot of people also consider themselves blended. Like, let's say Travis had a child and like you had Michael and then you have Bryce, like they would consider that blended because there's
Mhm.
children from different marriages. That's
Yes.
also blended.
Yes.
Um, but I feel like what we're doing is like very unique. And when people put, especially what I'm referring to is when I see people do videos that they say like bio mom and stepmom, they'll do one video together and say that they're blended, and then are never ever together again for like another year. When they see a video that's very similar to what they're creating, they'll do another one, and it's like, but y'all are never together. They never talk about each other. You don't see photos of the whole family. So it's like, it kind of looks like you just like drag the bio mom or stepmom in for a video and then I push her out, especially when I see the bio mom and the stepmom doesn't have social media and you like force them to do a dance and get out of it. I'm just
Maybe
like,
they're just showing that they do get along and like they're on a friendly level, because I mean, like, not, I mean, my husband's the same way. My husband doesn't have social media. We kind of have to like drag him along, and he's blended, you know.
yeah, but I
He
feel
doesn't
like
have anything.
that kind of like, because we knew when we did this that we were opening like a can of worms for all of us. Like that opens up when like, I feel like if I was like dragged into like a TikTok or something to do like a video with you, like if you were on TikTok or whatnot and I didn't have social media and I was out of it, like all the people that are saying those comments, like negative and stuff like that, I can't
Mhm.
defend myself because it's not there. Like I'm not a
Yeah.
part of it. Like don't kind of like show it off to the world because they're showing it off like, we are, what is that? The hashtag co-parenting TikTok or something like that. Like they're
Mhm.
trying to make it a trend, but it's like, well, don't like show it out there. I don't know.
I
It
don't
just
know. I don't know what you're saying.
I just feel like it,
Ah.
it comes off as forced, like watching some of the videos as forced, because that's like we started getting messages, or at least I've gotten messages when people think it's fake. It's like you're only pulling her in
Yeah.
for like the videos. And I know they're saying that because they see it everywhere
That's because they
now.
only follow us on TikTok. If you would follow us on Instagram, YouTube, any of the other platforms we have, you would see that we're always together.
Yeah.
It's not
Um,
forced, or if it was, I should be getting paid more.
I can with you.
Need to revisit that contract.
I don't know. I try to like see how other people do it. And I guess I don't know. I'm very like basing it on how we were a year ago when it wasn't really a
Mhm.
thing and now it's all over the place.
Yeah, you know what makes
Um,
me happy though is when which
oh,
I didn't know, like we follow someone, her name's Paige. I didn't know she was friends with her
I
ex-husband's
didn't know
wife.
either.
And then I saw, so that's what that reminded me of, is like I don't think that her kid's stepmom, or I'm not sure the relationship there.
I think Paige.
Is Paige the stepmom?
No, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm
You
sorry.
think she's the stepmom?
Yeah, I think she's the stepmom, she's the new
So her
wife.
bio mom, I mean, obviously I've never seen her on TikTok or anything like
Yeah.
that. So I don't know if she is social media, but I mean, if they have a good enough relationship and she's like, hey, yeah, I don't mind being in the TikTok. It's
Mhm.
not being forced. It's just, you just don't
They
see her
didn't
that often.
they didn't seem forced at all. What Yeah, it could honestly be the people that I've seen because the way that they act, and here I
Well, I
am
kind of
reading.
like know who you're talking about, and those do seem forced.
Yeah,
So,
some people seem forced and it just seems very like awkward and uncomfortable. Like it makes me feel like someone doesn't want to be there, which
hmm
like upsets me when people act like we don't want to be there because it's like we are
the only one that
genuine.
doesn't want to be there sometimes is Mike.
Yes, my husband doesn't want to be there.
He's just but you know what? Like, even that is fake because he likes looking annoyed on purpose to irritate us, and he thinks it's funny.
Yeah.
So,
I think I'm talking about more the women out there who try to make it seem like they do co-parenting, but let's say they're doing it on a TikTok video and then they go on like Facebook or Instagram or something and they're like they publicly say how they don't get along with the ex-wife or the
oh,
stepmom or
that's
whoever it is.
trash.
Like that I feel like puts a bad taste in my mouth because it's like you're doing all these videos just like we are, which
hmm
is great. Like we are all for healthy co-parenting, but then if you go bash the other mom or the current mom, whoever the mom is, like that just it
It's
makes it look
trash.
bad for all of us because then people come on our things and think that we're on authentic and we have to constantly defend ourselves. And it's like, don't do
hmm
that. Like, you don't see us bashing each other ever on social media. If we're going to portray healthy co-parenting through and through, like that's what we're doing. Like with the whole positivity plays that you just brought up. Like she brought up the stepmom in a couple of videos, or I'm sorry, the bio mom in a couple of videos, but
hmm
she's not out there going like, I can't stand, the
Yeah.
bio mom or I don't get along with her. Like she's sticking to just showing a sneak peek of her private life and that's it. And that's a great way to
Showing that
do
they
it.
do get along and they
Yeah.
do have a healthy relationship. Which, again, like, I didn't even know she co-parented for the
Hmm.
longest, and I thought it was great. I saw that and I was like, wow, I didn't know. I think I texted you and I was like, I didn't
Yeah.
know she co-parented. And I thought it was really cool because I was like, me, oh, we do that, girl. Me, you,
Yeah.
yeah, we do that
And
too.
stick with the like her whole thing is positively page. So
Uh
just
huh.
sticking with the positivity. And there's other people's. I think Perfectly Kelsey did a video with Curtis's ex
Mm-hmm.
or something one time showing that they healthy
Yeah, they have a
co-parenting.
good co-parenting
So did
relationship.
Forever Heather. Like they keep it positive and anything negative they don't bring up. If there is negative, like they keep it to themselves. So that's
Mm-hmm.
great. But there's other people there who like will show one positive video and then show the negative video and the bashing. Like that's the part that annoys me because it's so forced. Like if you're going to be friends and handle the unhealthy stuff privately, but don't be friends and be unfriends on social media because your confusion of like creating a toxic environment trails down to all of the other co-mamas here or
It looks
genuinely trying to
fake.
have something
And it looks like
healthy.
it can't be done like in a serious manner. Like people, I don't want to say the creators, and you know who I'm talking about, but they're very like back and forth, and they record everything, and it's like one family going after the other family, and going after someone's husband, and talking a bunch of shit. It just looks like a mess, and it's like I understand being authentic, and I understand whatever, but it just makes it look like we're trying to promote something that can be done. I mean, we've proven it. A bunch of other families have proven it, and if you put in the time and work, it can be done. But you're going on here promoting that your family is this amazing co-parenting family, but yet like
It takes away the message, like the
it
message that we're trying
does.
to show. And like I said, like we've said time and time again, having to defend ourselves with people thinking that we're simply just doing it for the cameras and walking away, like this is our life, like on
Mhm.
and off camera. And to see other people kind of just like do it as if it's like a joke and just not take it seriously, like whatever happens in your social media world, that like if it crumbles and falls apart, like you may think it's only affecting you, but it's going to affect all these other creators who also do it because now people are going to pick apart our stuff. And like if you look annoyed in one video, they're going to be like, I know it's fake because she doesn't even look like she wants to be a
Mhm.
part of it.
She
And
looks
it's like,
annoyed. They're only here for whatever. And not saying that our, that you have to have like a perfect relationship to be on camera or anything like that because we don't have a perfect
no,
relationship. We're not saying that at all. I'm just saying like, you just I don't know, what am I saying?
keep the message, keep
Keep the
the
message
healthy.
and keep your shit off social media. You don't get on there and divulge all your dirty laundry and then get upset and backtrack when it
Mhm.
gets brought up and your people start calling you out. Like, oh.
I mentioned that to Darren the other day when I was saying how people will message us and say, do you Megan ever fight about stuff? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, what is it? And I'm like, why does it matter? Like, how about
Like
ask
I'm
us
not
how we handled it and continue to
yeah.
the next day in a healthy way? Like, why do you think we're gonna spill the tea? It doesn't matter what it is. Like, it's none
Mhm.
of your concern. We can teach you how we moved on and like, took a negative to a positive. But I'm not gonna sit here and tell you this was her reasoning, this was my
Yeah.
reasoning because
So
that's just
people can pick
messy.
sides and
Yeah,
continue it. If we're over it, I mean like people are all they're gonna do, I take Megan's side, I take Tiffany's side. Well, Megan
yeah,
should have done this and she's the problematic one and Tiffany, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's like it doesn't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't affect your life at the
yeah,
end of the day, and you're not going to make ours any worse.
yeah.
So no, we don't need to share that. We got over it, and that's all that matters. We can teach you how to problem solve, and that's great. But
Hmm.
that's never going to be us, as we've said in a million podcasts. Because just
Yeah.
reiterating it again, friend.
Just keeping it like authentic and
Healthy.
healthy. Because a lot of people think co-parenting is a trend, or they try to make it seem like it's a trend, like it's a thing that you can do to be relevant on TikTok for now, and then they can go off and just do whatever and go back to the negatives and stuff like that. But we're trying so hard to show the positives and show people the healthy aspects that they could have never considered beforehand. And it's not like we're not doing these videos to like stay relevant or
Yeah.
become relevant. Like we're doing them because it's genuinely our life. Like we're doing the TikTok trends to relate to our lives, but we did not start co-parenting simply to put it on TikTok.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people think that the message we're promoting is like this is the only way to co-parent. Like you have to be best friends, and that's not what we're saying at all. Again, like I said, we didn't go in with the idea of um co-parenting. And I think I'm not co-parenting, becoming best friends.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, I think, now are trying to force it quickly.
Hmm.
And I've said this before in past videos, but if, it was literally perfect timing. We had been in each other's lives for long enough.
Yeah.
Mike and I had gone through enough that we needed to go to get me to the point where I couldn't. And if you would have reached out to me 2 years in and been like, "Hey girl," who knows how I would have reacted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I still had a lot of shit that I had to deal with Mike, or hadn't seen you enough and been like, "Girl, you're just a flavor of the 2 years," or
A
whatever, I don't
flavor of the 2 years.
know.
That's a long ass
I
flavor.
don't know, but like, timing is everything, and it felt right and it worked for us. Like, everyone's timeline is going to be different. You don't need to look and be like, we have people message us all the time and it was like, it's been 10 years and we're
Mhm.
finally friends, or it's been 6 months and we're going out for coffee or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, everyone's timeline's different. If it feels forced or it feels like the wrong time, or there's still a lot of hostility, don't try to reach out, because you're
Yeah.
going to get a negative reaction back, and then it's going to be like, "Oh, well, I tried, she's just a bitch." And that's not what it is. It's We tell people all the time, if you've got any quarrels or anything that you need to apologize for,
You might as well do
do
that
that
first.
first. Let that, work itself out. If you called her mom a bitch, or made fun of her grandma, or told her that she was ugly, you need to apologize, own up to what you need to own up to, say you're sorry,
Yeah.
give it some time, and then try to reach out.
Yeah.
But if you got all this hostility and then you're like, "Hey girl, let's go hang out." Girl, I wouldn't want to hang out with you either.
Yeah.
Like, it looks fake, and it can definitely come off as fake, and no one wants to hang out like that. So get your shit together, apologize. And you know what? Like, if they don't apologize to you right then and there, but they're still willing to
Be
go
kind.
out and be kind and whatever, you're not always going to get the apologies you think you deserve. That's just life. You have to accept that and you have to move on. And maybe down the line in your friendship, like, we've had a lot of conversations throughout our friendships that didn't happen when we first started being friends, where, we look back and we're like, "I'm sorry for that," or, "Oh, I didn't know that
Yeah.
until, whatever." With our it took a while, and it didn't all happen in the first week. So maybe you'll get your apology then, and if you don't, sometimes that's okay. Like, I still have to co-parent with Mike. I have to see Mike every single day. There's a lot of things that I did to him I haven't really apologized for, and he hasn't apologized to me for. That's just life. You're not going to get every
Mhm.
single apology you need, but sometimes you got to be a grown up and move on.
Yes. And just piggybacking on what Megan said, like, timing is everything, and it took us time. So people ask us all the time, like, did you guys become best friends instantly? Like, there was 4 years that we didn't talk, and then there
Mhm.
was several years afterwards where we simply worked on a healthy co-parenting relationship and a friendship before we even did social media. So like,
Mhm.
we were stable and had a solid foundation beforehand, which I think is very important, especially in the social media world where people
Yeah.
can easily try to tear you
It's
apart.
like fast friends there, though. Like, everyone just wants to get the content and everything, and they don't make solid foundations with these friendships. And then you just see them go up, and then you see them
Yep.
crumble down. And I'm like, that is so embarrassing.
Yeah, it's not good. And then you have like the whole world like basically is there to judge you with it. Like, just build that
Mhm.
solid foundation. That's very important. That's one thing that we always try to stay, even to see all these new co-mamas that we've met and gotten to know, of kind of like having their foundation solidified for years before they even did it on social media, so that they know that whatever they take on social media doesn't matter, because they got this shit down packed off camera.
Mhm.
They're established and they're good, and that's just the way that I love to see that, to know that they're healthy and they've tried and they've been through the ups and downs without anyone, around to kind of handle that first before they do this. Um, because we be seeing drama all over TikTok all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and then these people who follow you, they genuinely, hopefully, fall in love with you, and they're very invested into your life, and you have to realize that. So yes, you can be upset that people want to know a lot about your life, but it's because they genuinely love you. So you got to create that healthy boundary. And if you're constantly, you introduce someone super quick, especially in these co-parenting relationships where they know your husband, they know your kids, you bring someone in super fast and you're being
Yeah.
like, "Oh, this is my baby daddy's new girlfriend or my ex-husband's new girlfriend, whatever." And you guys are doing all this stuff and they fall in love with her, and then like it's only been 6 months and then they leave,
Yeah.
and you're having to explain, and then the new girl's coming in and she's getting you know what I mean? And it's just like, my
Especially if they like go
suggestion.
like after her or
I
something, or they go after
know.
you and
I've
stuff like that,
seen
creating the
that.
drama. Like,
"Oh, I like the last one better. She's a piece of shit." Like,
yeah.
I've seen it. Like, you gotta build a healthy foundation outside, especially if you guys are planning on doing social media. Like, get a good solid foundation, and a
Yeah.
good a good amount of trust too. Like, it's not in respect,
Mhm.
because you can't have, like, we have two separate TikTok accounts,
Mhm.
and there's been many, which I already told Tiffany, we already went through this last week, where if I'm posting, I like to joke around a lot. We both like to joke around. If I'm posting a funny video, I'll send it to her ahead of time and be like, hey, girl.
Oh, where I'm getting roasted.
Where I'm roasting her or whatever. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm posting. Let me, and if she would be like, no, don't post that, I'd be like, okay, whatever. Yeah. I'm still going to post it anyway, but just kidding. No, I wouldn't post it or whatever. Or a picture that I'm like, okay, well, would she be okay with me posting this picture? Should I edit something? Should I do that? You know what I mean? Just so we're never embarrassed because we have that trust. Like, I would never want to post anything, especially if it goes viral and you're like, damn, I looked like shit. If it's funny, if it's a video of her twerking in front of my entertainment center, that's too bad. You shouldn't have done it. That was hilarious.
That is the worst thing I've ever done.
You couldn't see your face though, and you looked cute.
Girl, I was laughing and I'm pretty sure I looked at the camera and laughed.
Yeah, but you look cute though. No. And yeah, I mean, I did send her a video. I didn't send you that video, but there were videos in the past that video was in and you didn't say anything. So that's why I thought it was fair game. But Tiffany did post a video of me high as a fucking kite, living my best life.
No.
Girl, I knew. And I looked like shit in that video. And I texted her and I was like, you fucking bitch. I'm still mad, obviously.
2 points to whoever can find that video.
Girl. Please do. It's pretty obvious.
You know what's gonna be funny is they're gonna point at the wrong video and I'm gonna be dying because I'm like, really? You think this one?
Looked terrible. And that video did go viral, I believe.
Did it? I don't think so.
I think it did.
I don't know what you consider viral. I think you got like 20K views.
I don't think so. I think it did. It got a lot more than that, and I could kill you. So I'm just gonna do a compilation video. I told her of all the horrible videos of Tiffany that I look fantastic in.
Posted me looking like a monkey or something. Remember the unibrow thing?
Yeah, but I showed it to you, and several times I was like, actually, I need to redo that again.
When everyone was like, that was the roughest filter she could have picked. I'm like, I know. I'm like, that. Even I looked at it and I was like, damn, Tiffany.
But you knew it was coming. And we even did 7 takes. We
did. I gave up on the last few. I was like, nope, you're not getting my face anymore.
Yeah, she did. I got her. I'm trying
to not for sale.
Video. Oh, maybe it didn't go viral.
I told you I didn't go viral. I wish it did, but it didn't. You know what did go viral though? Was me pointing a finger at you.
Pulling what?
Pointing my finger at you. I mean middle finger. I'm sorry, not pointing.
You pointed a finger at me.
Yeah, when I did the middle finger at you.
Oh my God.
And I was apparently a hater for that. And I had to apologize virtually to Megan. Not even in person. I apologized to her over TikTok.
People were so mean to you.
I know.
And you know what? Just real quick.
But it was funny because that's our personality. Like, if you sat down with Megan and I, we're constantly flipping each other off. We're constantly cursing at each other. We're like, bitch. Like, that's how we are. So just that video was a reflection of our, like, dynamic. And the people who got it. And the people who didn't obviously didn't.
Yeah. I just think it's just so fun. Like, that nail salon video, especially. Maybe it's just because I have a lot of common sense. I don't know. Or just a lot of people don't. But, like, why would we be sitting, like, right next to each other?
So many people ask that.
Why would I be recording you and you recording, like, like, you gotta, like, use your head a little bit. I don't know.
No, wait a minute.
I don't know, man.
I want to talk about the people who said she wasn't even recording you. And I'm like, do you not see her phone? That's me with the unibrow. Okay, I know it doesn't look like me, and that's probably why they're saying that. But I'm like, she 100, and I don't want to fight with them, but I'm like, she 100% was recording me. They're like, she wasn't. You're making it up. They were like, she was probably scrolling through the phone. I'm like, she was hella recording me.
Yeah, that's how I tell those people. But you know what? Don't let her gaslight you. You guys are right.
I was like,
what's funny is when we do the skits, and it's like both of us obviously standing there willingly with a camera in front of us doing these skits, and they're like, she's a bitch, I can't and I'm like, we are like, oh, I can't believe the ex-wife would be standing there, and I'm like, we're literally willingly recording this video together.
Oh, like the one when I fell into the ground that I was hiding from you. They were like, how dare she have a key to your house and walk in? I'm like, she doesn't even have socks on because her stuff was in my house for the last 20 minutes before we started the video.
How dare she just walk into your house?
How dare she walk in? Yeah, I was dying. They're like, there's no reason she should be.
How dare you have a camera set up already ready to record?
When they said, they're like, if she's supposed to be dropping off the kids early, then where are the kids?
At school so we could record this damn video?
That cracks
I
me
can't.
up.
We get those kind of comments all the time. And it's just like, I don't know. And how do you like say in a nice way? Like, I just flat out say it. I'm like, you got to use your head. But then I'm a bitch.
I always say you must be new here. And I don't know if they
That's
think
kind of shady too, though.
I'm sorry. I say you must be new here, and you figure out why I said you must be new here because I literally that's all I say. And then we obviously have followers who comment and say that they're best friends and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you if you don't know who we are or the
Go watch
dynamic
all
or
my other
anything.
videos.
Yeah, I'm not going to defend myself. The people are like, y'all are sitting awfully close at the nail salon. I'm like, I know it's because I drove her ass there because she doesn't drive.
Watch the videos. That's so funny. There's so many comments where I'm just like, really? Like,
I will say though, there were so many people
why
saying
are
that
you whispering?
I
No
don't
one
know.
else is here.
I feel like I was talking to you without the microphone knowing, but I was like whispering to the microphone. There were people who were saying that I should hit you or punch you for recording. And if you don't think I was ready to take that comment and just like wait till you were here, just be like,
oh my god, ow. Or what
be
video
like, this
was
is from
it?
Stephanie 2502.
Oh, no, the one where it was like, grab the weave. Beto. That's the one you should have done.
I should have taken that one and put it with
or
the
just
comment.
taken the clip, like the last clip where it's like, Beto.
I need to. I'm gonna screen record that and post that. Be like, you know
hilarious.
what? 7256.
Right. I got her.
And I was like, it's about time. I've been done have with her.
I'm over it. That's what Bryce says.
I'm gonna do that.
I'm over you.
That's gonna be my new TikTok video.
I'm
gonna do it especially for that girl and tag everyone who said that I should hit you. Be like, I got you guys. I did what you told me to do.
Because that's a normal adult thing to do. Is just walk up to somebody in a nail salon and just hit them.
The mentality, like I just know they would never follow us or be supportive of healthy co-parenting. If you think that a healthy thing to do would be to like
see your ex at a nail salon and go up and just hit them, like.
Yeah. Like even if you were recording me and we were not friends or friendly or anything, you don't go and beat someone. You can say like, don't record me, or you just ignore it and be like, I hope you like the video, like enjoy that for later, whatever you got to do. But like, you just don't go and attack someone. Like, y'all need to go to therapy.
So I said, who raised you? Like, ugh. I can't. People are out of control.
I know. But we're going to go ahead and end this as the last TikTok. Oh my God. I need to go home.
Talking too much, so you are home. We're at your house.
We need to go ahead and end this as the last podcast of the season.
Yes, ma'am.
If you guys have any ideas, I think we're hoping to start interviewing people for season 3. So if there's any TikTokers, influencers, Instagrammers, YouTubers that you guys want us to interview, let us know. We have a few under our sleeves that we're hoping to reach out to soon.
Oh my God, this is totally off topic and probably not something we would want to do, but listen to this, how funny it would be. You know how like the radio where they're like, I went on a date and I don't know why he's not calling me back, and then they call the person. We should do that with co-parents. Be like, why don't you like your baby mama? And she'd be like, oh, because she's a bitch. Like, we got your baby mama on the phone right now. She said she never called you a bitch.
You're trying to blown off co-parenting edition.
How hilarious. She showed up in a thong for my son's third birthday party. Well, we've got Sarah on the phone right now, and she says that was not the truth.
You come up with the weirdest ideas. I can't with you.
But 2 thumbs up. Like this video if you think that would be a good idea.
That is honestly hysterical. Even if people don't call in for that, can you imagine a funny skit like that? Like,
I can't. That's hysterical.
Yeah, that sounds great. Genius. Blown off and coming for you, co-parenting edition. Thank you guys so much for listening in, and we'll catch you on the next season. Bye.